I really do think the continued push by billionaires to develop AI data centers at the complete outrage and resistance from the locals that would be impacted by said data centers is an indication that we are past pretending that we live in a democracy. We are fully in a plutocracy. I've been following really closely what's happening in Box Elder County, Utah, where Canadian billionaire Kevin O'Leary is trying to build the world's largest data center, a $100 billion project, okay? This would be the largest data center in the world at over 40,000 acres, and at full capacity, the data center, which is called the Stratos project, is set to use 9 gigawatts of electricity. More than double the entire amount of electricity used by Utah as a whole. Robert Davies, a physics professor from Utah State University, says that he actually thinks the project will require an additional 7 to 8 gigawatts of waste heat energy, meaning that the project in total will be 23 gigawatts of total thermal load energy, which is the equivalent of dropping 23 atom bombs in Utah every single day. Also, let's do a little climate change perspective. Since the turn of the 20th century, it is estimated that Utah's overall temperature has increased by 2.5 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? Now, Davies estimates that this project would increase Utah's daily temperature by 5 degrees and Utah's night temperature by 28 degrees. Right now, 90% of Utah is in a drought. Do you know what happens when you take one of the driest states in the nation that is already having 53% of the lake bed of Salt Lake exposed and you crank up the temperature even more? I feel like you can probably assume what happens. Now here's the decline of democracy part. Last week, Box Elder County officials held a meeting where they were going to vote on whether or not to approve this project, and hundreds of residents came to protest and to express their outrage. The commissioners did not allow public comment.
Only to be told commissioners weren't taking comments.
Why won't they let people talk? Why won't they let us ask questions?
They did not allow public comment from something that is set to completely destroy the environment in which these people live and pay their tax dollars. And then the county commissioners threatened to call the cops on these people.
I have law enforcement here who will remove you from the meeting.
And then they moved it to a virtual meeting so that there couldn't even be any public participation, where they unanimously approved the project.
Fed up with the resident uprising, the commissioners left the room to conduct the meeting virtually and promptly approved the project.
And here's something that I don't see people talking about is that in 2025, Utah passed a data center tax incentive. So all of the machinery used to create a data center will not be taxed. So Kevin O'Leary is getting a tax break to build his $100 billion data center using publicly available resources, using these citizens' water. And then, in response to all this protest from the residents that live in Box Elder County, Kevin O'Leary had the audacity to say that those were paid protesters from out of state, which there is zero proof of.
We think over 90% of the protesters are actually not people that live in Utah or Box Elder County. They're being bussed in.
Because he is so full of shit, and he knows how detrimental this will be to the people that live in Utah and does not care at all. He's just pretending that there's no opposition to his project while he gets richer and the people that live in Utah die of thirst.